Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are watching this from. Welcome to today's video. And yeah, I'm just going to go straight into it. Today, we're going to be talking about first green day. See, if you can master this first green day setup or the strategy, then you are made for life. Just like the first red day, they are like the opposites of each other. If you can master those two, and the truth is, this strategy or this setup occurs every single day. You just have to find it. So, as usual, you have to have a basket of currencies, indices, commodities that you look at every single day. And then from there, once you check out, I'm sure you'll find one first red day or one first green day in one of the pairs. And then you can trade it the coming day. Because the third day is the day of entry or the day of trade. Alright, for the first green day, there are a few characteristics that we'll be looking out for to validate our first green day. Yeah, so those things are very important. They are very, very key parts of the strategy. So, number one thing is it must happen at the low of the week. This first green day is happening at the low of the week, not somewhere in the middle, but at the low of the week. It has to happen at the low of the week. Number two, we have 2 to 3 days of dump days, like 2 days before of price coming down. Those are the ones that are the most legit. 2 to 3 days of price coming down, which are called dump days. And then on the day of the first green day, price closes above the opening price. Where price opens at a particular price, trades downwards, and then eventually trades upwards and closes above the opening price. It must close above the opening price. The day three is the day where you buy at the low of the day or session open. Depending on the pair, the best trade happens 90% in the New York session because I trade mainly stocks that are dollar related. But if you are trading stocks that are mainly Asian pairs, you might want to look at entries in the Asian session. If you are trading stocks that are currencies in Europe, you might want to look at the London Open. And then if you are trading stocks that move both in the London and the New York session, you might want to check both of them. Alright, so let's go to our first example. So if you see here in our first example, this is the GJ, pound yen. So price has dumped down 2 days before here. So this dump down is our day one because this is a 3 day setup. So this dump day is our day one. Then day two is happening at the low of the week. This is a new week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is the low of the week. It's happening around the low of the week. Price opens here, trades downwards, and then trades back upwards and eventually closes above the opening price. That is another characteristics. And then your entry is on the third day. Like I said, it's a 3 day setup on the third day. So, and this is pound yen. Pound yen moves actually almost in every session, but moves the most in the the London session. And New York too has some movement, and pound itself, pound yen moves very well. So entry is at the low of the day or low of the session, and all. Alright, so let's look at another example. This is happening in the US 30. This is indices of the top 30 companies in the US. And also, best time to even trade this is in the New York session. So our first day is the dump day. One of the characteristics of the first green day is it must have a couple of days of dump day, price coming downwards. That's day one. Then on the day two is where our first green day should occur. So it should happen at the low of the week, and then opening price trades downwards, then eventually trades upwards and closes at the above the opening price. Trades downwards, eventually closes above the opening price. This is our first green day, and the trading day is on the day 3, where we usually trade in the New York session because the US pair, US 30. So simple as ABC. If you want to be profitable in this trading business, you have to master the first green day, first red day strategy. It will bring you a lot of money. You can grow a small account by just knowing the first green day, first red day. Very simple. We're going to look at entry criteria later in later videos. But for now, I just need you to understand the concept of signal days. The first green day, the first red day, the inside day, 3 days breakout, 3 days of buy, 3 days of shorts or sales in the market, and 3 days out of the opening range. We are going to cover all those concepts one after the other. But for now, here is the first green day with 2 examples. Backtest on your chart on different pairs, and you'll see this thing happening every single day. And as usual, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment because it helps the algorithm to know that we exist, and so a lot more people can know about this concept and start to be profitable. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.